You ever stop and think about the hidden patterns that shape our world? From your daily commute to the path of a hurricane, there are these invisible connections all around us. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the powerful tool that lets us see them all. So let's start with a really personal question. Is your home at risk from a flood? I mean, it sounds simple enough, right? But the answer, well, it's surprisingly complex. See, to figure that out, you'd need to consider floodplains, your land's elevation, drainage patterns, recent rainfall, all sorts of stuff. And the key is you'd need to see how all of this information relates to one very specific place, your home. This is where a special kind of technology comes into play. So what is this tool that lets us see these hidden patterns? It's called GIS, and believe me, it's a technology that is quietly shaping almost every single aspect of our modern lives. Okay, so GIS stands for Geographic Information System. At its heart, it's a powerful computer-based tool that's designed to work with any data that's tied to a location on Earth. It captures it, it stores it, it analyzes it, but here's the most important part. It helps us visualize it, letting us see the world in a completely new way. So how does it actually work? Well, the easiest way to get your head around GIS is to think of the world as a collection of transparent layers, all stacked on top of each other. Imagine you start with a base map of the real world, streets, buildings, the whole shebang. Now, GIS lets us add a transparent layer right on top of it, say one showing all the property boundaries. Then we can add another layer, this one showing the elevation of the land. And finally, let's add one more critical layer, the official flood zone. And right there, that's the power of GIS. By stacking these individual layers of information, the hidden story is revealed. You can see precisely which properties at which elevations fall inside that flood zone. We just answered our question. Now, to make all this magic work, GIS has its own unique language for describing the world. And it really all boils down to two fundamental types of data. First, you've got spatial data. This is the where, the geographic location of something, like its latitude and longitude. Then there's attribute data. This is the what, all the descriptive info, like a hospital's name, the number of beds it has, or its emergency services. So in short, one tells you where it is, and the other tells you what it is. Simple as that. Now that spatial data, the where, can be represented in two main ways. Vector data uses points, lines, and polygons for distinct objects. Think of a single point for a fire hydrant, a line for a road, or a big polygon for a country's border. On the other hand, raster data uses a grid of pixels, just like a digital photo, to represent continuous surfaces, like elevation or temperature. So here's a quick breakdown. Vector is all about those points, lines, and polygons for discrete objects. The files are usually smaller, and it's perfect for things like city boundaries. Raster data? That's your grid of pixels for continuous surfaces. The files can be huge, and it's absolutely ideal for things like satellite images, where every single pixel holds a value. Okay, so we know what GIS is, and we kind of get how it works. But why does it matter? I mean, the real power of GIS comes from how it's used to solve actual real-world problems. Just how important is it? Well, consider this. The United Nations has 17 Sustainable Development Goals for a better future. And get this, every single one, from fighting poverty to climate action, relies on GIS. I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't fight poverty if you don't know where the people who need help actually are. And its use is just everywhere. Urban planners use it to design smarter cities. Farmers use it to optimize their crop yields. Businesses use it to find the absolute perfect location for a new store. It's totally essential for tracking endangered species, managing disaster response, optimizing global supply chains, and even tracking disease outbreaks. Ultimately, GIS provides a common ground for us to make decisions together. As one expert put it so well, it's about using the map as the neutral space to share perspectives. It just takes the argument out of the room and puts the focus squarely on the data, which lets us make much more collaborative and smarter decisions. So where is all of this heading? Well, with huge challenges in front of us like climate change and social equity, the good news is that GIS is becoming more powerful and more accessible than it has ever been. The future is really being shaped by a few key trends. Mobile GIS is putting all this power right in our pockets. Artificial intelligence is helping us find deeper insights in these massive data sets. 3D visualization is letting us analyze problems way more realistically, and the cloud and open data movements are making these incredible tools available to pretty much everyone.
So, from a simple question about your home to tackling the world's biggest challenges, GIS gives us this unique and powerful lens to understand our world. It reveals the hidden patterns that connect every single one of us, which leaves us with one final thought. Now that we have this power,